number 6 this evening will be contested in the professional flyweight division over 3 5-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 57.2 kilos and trains out of Absolute MMA, holding a professional record of 12 wins for 8 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sotir the Trouble Kichukov. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 57.2 kilos and trains out of Zealand MMA, holding a professional record of 6 wins for 5 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Paul Loga. When the action begins, your referee in charge, Peter Hickmott.
Referee Peter Hickmott. Loga and Kichukov.
All right, stay good, hold it good, let's do it.
Expect some fireworks. It's Loga in the green trunks, Kichukov in the orange. Both these flyweights now or never for them in their careers as Loga starts strongly as Kichukov right on the back foot.
Yeah, it was more of a push there, although that one landed right behind the ear from Paul Loga. Jeez, Paul Loga's finding his mark early, but Sotir Kichukov not even flinching, Drew.
No one's flinching.
No, not at all.
Oh,
That's
huge kick defended there from Kichukov. He's unfazed by this start from Loga, who continues to move in and advance.
Yeah, Paul, he's starting to reach there. Yeah, got to be careful you don't get caught with that check left. Right behind the ear, that left hook that has served Kichukov very successfully in his career, but Paul Loga bringing the heat early in round 1.
No, very aggressive start from Paul Loga, the concreter. Oh, got a little awkward there in his stance and allowed Kichukov just to bring him in nice and close.
Yeah, and Paul's very comfortable here. Although he does find himself getting reversed just as I say that. Kichukov, a lot of his wins, paying credit to his superior grappling, but you know, with a guy like Paul Loga, very, very well-rounded. And you can see that here, Paul just managing to get away there as Kichukov.
Gee, Loga's on for this one, isn't he? Loga has come firing out of the blocks here. Relentless pressure.
Yeah, well, he's pressing the action, and that's, you know, in pure Paul Loga style, we haven't really seen anything different. You know, his title fight against Shannon Ross was an absolute barn burner as he catches Kichukov with a nice right hand. And again, like I said, Drew, he loves to mix it up. He's got both hands clasped, but he's got to watch here.
All right, clear.
Looking for the
That's
takedown.
clear.
He's
Clear.
just let Kichukov off the hook momentarily there, but he's still got a firm grip around that left leg. Certainly Loga being the aggressor here. Just constant pressure and mixing it up as well.
Yeah, Paul, he's definitely finding his mark. But you can hear the advice from his corner. Take your feet with you. Don't chase him too hard. Paul will find his mark. It's just a matter of time.
Well, it's only going to take one punch the way these two are going.
Indeed.
There's not much defending going on in the striking game.
No, not at all. It's all offense.
Loga certainly, his team would have to be delighted from what they've seen thus far. Kichukov has managed to evade everything in harm's way thus far, but Loga keeps coming.
It's very interesting watching Sotir Kichukov because, you know, Paul Loga is landing flush on the chin and there is absolutely no acknowledgement from Kichukov. It's almost like he's not getting hit. Very, very interesting. And again, see that, Drew? Flush on the chin, Soda doesn't even acknowledge it. Instead, he attacks the neck.
Yeah, well, he's slipping very nicely, isn't he? And the contact has been minimal when Loga is connecting. But certainly, again, we talk about in the eyes of the judges, won't be helping Kichukov here. As Loga, he's just like the little Energizer Bunny at the moment. And again, he goes with the right. Few combos there. Kichukov again evades and does well.
Yeah, great defensive job by Kichukov. You know, Loga has his moments up against the cage. Wow.
Ground,
That's a deep shot there by Sotir. Didn't see that coming.
3 5-minute rounds, of course. Final 10 seconds here in the first.
Yeah, this is a real dogfight. Both these guys not going anywhere.
There's your round.
And that's the end of the first. We mentioned that Loga loves a scrap. Well, thank you, Tanira. I'm sitting on the fence, Nathan.
Good. Do it again.
Second round. We love your work, T.
Happy to take that position.
You're watching UFC Fight Pass, Eternal MMA 57. Great work again by Cam and Ben, putting on the show. And here's Loga exchanging a flurry of punches. And Loga has come out again out of the blocks here in the second.
Yeah, he's got to watch here. He's got to watch his neck here. He's not in too deep. And he's out. Yeah, very good defense there by Paul Loga. It almost looked like...
Thought about the guillotine then, Kichukov.
Indeed he did, Drew Forbes.
So Loga in half guard position.
And this is a good position for Paul because you can work from half guard. Sometimes half guard is better than full guard because you've got one of your opponent's legs locked up and there's absolutely nowhere for Sotir to go unless he can walk up the cage like he does so well there. But he eats a few shots on the exit.
Looking for the takedown here, Kichukov. Trying to lift Loga there. Unsuccessful, and they'll go back into that clinch. So this fight starting to liven up even more so here halfway through the second. We're approaching halfway as Loga just relentlessly moving forwards in this fight.
It's absolutely amazing the amount of punishment these guys are taking but also giving, and neither of them is giving an inch. Very, very impressive to see, and that all goes down to conditioning. Big elbow there by Paul.
Again, Kichukov goes in low, try and catch Loga off guard.
Yeah, now this is where Sotir is dangerous. If he can get both hooks in here, which is going to be very difficult because the cage is there, Paul could find himself in a world of trouble. He's isolated that left leg. And he's going to try and get an arm under for a nice, setting what looks like to be a rear naked choke, but nonetheless, Paul Loga fighting the hands very well. He's out of trouble there.
Gets out of it, does Loga, and we get set to go again as the flurry of punches continue from Loga. Not showing any signs of fatigue whatsoever, both men at this stage. And Sotir Kichukov, well, he just doesn't get a break from Loga here as he looks to lock it in momentarily. Looking to get his hands underneath that left leg, looking for the takedown here, Kichukov.
Well, you can see what Paul's trying to do with that gable grip. He's actually trying to reef that right arm up and around over his body. But Sotir Kichukov doing a good job just controlling that right ankle, stopping Paul from doing that, and he finds himself on top.
Yeah, in full guard position. So did well And a chance here to finish the second round in a dominant position. And this is right where he wants Loga. Oh, left connecting there. Loga trying his best to get up and does amazingly well.
Yeah, very well done to Paul Loga. And that's the problem when you're striking, Jury. You posture up, but you give your opponent space to get up. Paul Loga did well there, but he finds himself once again in an uncomfortable position.
Well, he wore the hit, but he got himself back on his feet. Did Loga. Paul Loga out of Sassam Gym, and we mentioned Marcus Collings. Oh, nice elbow there from Loga.
This is a very, very technical fight. There's a lot of finer details that that Paul Loga is taking advantage of. You see how he turned into Kichukov there, managed to get an overhook, and then landed that short elbow on the inside. But Kichukov, he's too slippery, Jury.
You can just see how much this fight means to both combatants here. Final moments here in the second round.
There's your round, let it go.
Great round.
And they're off and away here.
Having said that, it's not as easy as it sounds. And
well, for some. But, well, he must have heard you, T, because he made it look easy then, Kichukov.
And see, it's just a bit tougher in the third round. Both guys very, very slippery. But you can see there, if he can isolate that neck, Jury Forbes, you know, either looking for a guillotine or a front choke, whatever one suits him best or whatever Paul's willing to give up, which is not much at this stage. Paul doing a great job, just that relentless pressure. And he's talking to him as well.
Oh, here we go. It's turning into a slugfest, but they don't stay on their feet for long. But Loga, this is exactly where he wants Kichukov. Exactly where he wants him. And again, that variety that he's displaying, it's the mixing it up, the unknown for Kichukov. It just keeps him on the defense.
Yeah, Paul Loga just having absolutely none of what Kichukov was giving him. Takes him down almost effortlessly. And he's looking to take the back now. Wow, this is big. This is a big moment in the fight. Kichukov almost gave that to him.
Pick your shots, Paul.
Not where Kichukov wants to be. Both fighters sucking in the big ones.
Yeah, good job by Sotir though. Very, very good job, although he does find himself in half guard again. Oh, very, very close there was Paul Loga. You can see him trying to isolate that right arm. Almost had an arm triangle, well defended there by Sotir.
The Hungarian, less than 3 minutes to go. Kichukov, he does not want to leave this to the judges. Still plenty of time.
Yeah, just over halfway here in this round, and see how Paul is isolating that left arm there. Kichukov is very, very safe at this stage, but if Paul can scoot his hips to the other side, it's going to be a completely different story.
Good work, Ed.
So Loga will just continue to pep away. He won't be bothered as the time ticks down. He's in a commanding position, side position. And just peppering away here, scoring points against the Hungarian.
And that's what you get. You don't want to eat too many strikes on the ground.
Pick your shots, Paul.
Sotir given no choice but to turn into Paul
Pick your shots there, Berta.
as he gives his back. But a good job. He finds an underhook there. Paul again, just too strong. Relentless pressure, Drury. Very, very impressed with the way Paul Loga has managed to control this fight.
Yeah, just released his hands around the neck then. He was thinking about the guillotine. Loga and Kichukov now. 90 seconds remaining. Crowd on the edge of their seat here. You'd think if it goes to the judges that Loga would have the upper hand. He's been pushing the envelope a lot more. How much punishment could Kichukov take?
Well, you got to give him credit, man. He is one of the toughest flyweights I've ever seen. He has eaten the very best shots of Paul Loga, shots that have put people to sleep, and yet he finds himself fighting in round number 3. No doubt he's pretty tired, but he is not giving up in any sense of the word.
Well, if anything, this might give him some respite, Kichukov, to perhaps put on a final flurry or a move or something. Can he get a takedown here with 40 seconds remaining? He needs to do something, Kichukov. Loga very happy just to eat some clock here. The concreter, Loga. He wanted a scrap and he got one. Exactly the type of fight that suits Paul Loga.
Yeah, this is the type of dogfight Paul Loga wanted, and he's just managed to just grind out Sotir Kichukov. It'll go to the judges' scorecards. Great performance by Paul Loga, but look for Sotir to go down swinging as he looks to press the action here in the last seconds.
He's looking for that last punch, knockout Kichukov. He had to.
After 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges scored about 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26 for your winner by unanimous decision in the red corner, Paul Loga. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with our winner, Paul Loga, and what a fantastic performance. The pressure and pace that you put on was just phenomenal and something that really sets you apart from the other flyweights in this division. Talk to me about how that 3 rounds felt on your end.
Those 3 rounds are fucking horrible, eh? I feel like shit, but you know who got me through it? My brother Isaac that passed away halfway through this fucking camp. You're forever young, my brother. I miss you and I love you.
Well, you certainly did him proud tonight, and with a performance like that, shoots you further up the eternal flyweight rankings. And one thing that we really saw tonight, the well-rounded skill set that you have, a lot of grappling when you usually get a little bit more striking done in here.
Hey, my grappling's always fucking there. Don't you ever doubt it. I am a mixed martial artist. I ain't just a fucking striker. We got Eric as our wrestling coach. I got my head coach, black belt, fucking Marcus Collins, and my striking coach, Michael Gaffey. We get it done all the time. Tonight we went 3 from 3. Team Sasson's taken over this fucking hood.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. One more round of applause for your winner. 3 from 3 for Zealand MMA.